you know, the business and all the stocks and all that. And he called Paul Troop. And he says, I'm calling. I just moved here from New York, and I looked at Joe. I was finding out about Joe Troop. And he says, and I understand he's from New York too. I am. And I understand he likes Chinese food, and I love Chinese food.
He didn't believe he found this out before he
That's
called.
so unique.
How did he know?
In Atlanta, probably
How
is.
did he know that he liked Chinese food?
What?
How did he know
It was on his
liked Chinese
Facebook
food?
page.
He must have talked. He really found out who he was.
He was a reporter.
No, Joe Troop. Well, Joe used to build these homes for a lot of Jewish people. You know, some of my best friends are homes that he built for, which is unusual that a builder stays friendly with who he built with. I mean, there were some that didn't work out, but most of them they did.
How did he?
The person who built this house is still one of my best friends, although when he was building this house, it strained the relationship, with,
Absolutely.
especially Barbara.
Absolutely.
So-
I can understand that.
How did he ever become a contractor?
You know, Joe?
My dad?
Well, actually, it was Howard.
Yeah, that's right.
That short-lived relationship.
That's right. It was not a good relationship.
We've
Joe,
talked about it before.
Joe worked as an electrical engineer, more or less. He didn't have the degree, but he was their thing at IFI. Long Island was known for all their electronics at that time, like California or Boston is known for their computery, all their things, and whatever it is. And it was right after the World War II when the contracts stopped coming in, and they were laying off all these engineering. And Bunny, fortunately, was high up already. He was doing so well, and Joe knew he was going to be next. He didn't have a degree, yet he was their trouble fixer-upper or whatever it was.
Troubleshooter.
Well, Laura was moving to Atlanta, and she was not happy about going to Atlanta.
I remember.
She was not happy at all.
I was young, but I remember when they were living in Connecticut.
That's right. So they were in Connecticut. And Howard said, look, I'm going. He said to Joe, I'm going, and I'm putting up a project of homes. I don't even know if Tony knows this. Do you? Okay. We're going down in the south side of Atlanta. It's the black area. It's a black area. We're going to put up homes for black people for $25,000. Well, that time was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
This was my house went for $12,000. I lived in my little ranch home there. When we sold it, I sold it for $27,000, which was a lot of money. My father thought, "Oh my God, that's terrific." He was there the day that I sold the house. Joe was already here, so he said to Joe, "Why don't you come down?" And he did the same thing with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley Schwartz.
Huh?
Stanley Schwartz.
Stanley. He did the same. Stanley comes down, and we'll do this and we'll do that. Well, they came down and they started building, and Joe's saying that things are not going the way they should. He's not pushing. And I said,
Not going in
Joe,
what way?
why are you building these houses in this
Had he had
area?"
building experience before?
What?
Had he had experience building houses before?
No, but he had experience. I mean, he did plumbing, he did electrical work.
No,
He did carpentry.
she was saying whether Howard had experience.
Oh,
with it.
Howard was a big wheeler dealer.
Okay.
Do you know how it was?
Have you met Howard?
Oh, yeah, a couple of times.
Am I right?
It's hard to know it now, but Howard has always, business was all that making money is all that he ever really wanted to do. And it's not even the amount of the money, it's the game of it. But he was willing to do almost anything, is the problem. And his shall we say, his ethics are a little bit
Your
more
mother-
flexible than ours.
Okay.
When your mother came to my house and stayed with me when Mark got married, I told you, Laura she asked me, can we use your club room for the party? I said, certainly, Laura. She didn't have the room. I said, have it. And she made a very pretty brunch there. I said, it's fine. And I helped clean whatever it was I helped with it. So she can invite her friends and have, because we had, she has her Hava Ra groups, her friends, and I have my friends. But we continue meeting on Saturdays as luncheons. We're the only ones that really have first cousins or cousins here. So we do that. I know her friends, but I don't go out with them, and she doesn't go out with mine, whatever. Anyhow, he came down, and I said to Joe then, are you sure, are the people there that's all black? Because I had no conception. How the people there, when I saw pictures of people living in the South, the blacks, they were poor. Everyone was poor down here. I said, will they buy these homes? Oh, he had big ideas for it. He's bringing in Sammy Davis Jr., he's bringing in this one and that one. Well, needless to say, it went down. And, but fortunately, we met up with a very, very dear friend. We were there only 1 year. That's Mark Taylor, who took a liking to Joe. And it worked out fine. In fact, we were like considered family, more or less. But Howard, your mother said to me when she came to, I started to tell you, I was trying to think what I was talking about, when she came for Mark's party, she says, I want to tell you, when you came here, I'm not worried about Howard, I'm worried about Joe. Honest to God, she said that to me. Joe was a pretty honest guy. He was really honest. And he would sometimes say things that he shouldn't say, but they weren't lies. It's just that he should have shut up. He shouldn't have said anything.
Very direct.
You know what I mean? It was never a lie. He was a very truthful guy, and that's what your mother saw in Joe. Because it was just the two of us sitting and talking. We're having coffee at our house, at my condo, and she stayed with me. So anyhow, that was it. So Joe went out, and Mark kind of helped Joe. Mark is a very wealthy man. Mark Taylor, my friend.